Hello, my name is Robin Driscoll, and I'm the oboe professor at the University of North Carolina School of the Arts. And I also manufacture the Opus 1 gouging machine. Some of my students at the School of the Arts have expressed an interest in making reed boxes, or reed cases, and wanted me to come up with a way to do it that would be pretty easy. The box itself is pretty easy. It's just a cigarette box made of metal of some sort, or you can use a sucrets box or any kind of a metal box that is secure. A cigarette box is nice because it's slimline and it looks much like a regular reed box. And you can get those online for about $10 a piece. Just do a Google search and you'll find many places that offer these little type of little containers if you can't find one at your local pawn store. So inside, what I have done is I've taken spray adhesive, and I'll go over this in a second with you, but just to give you a quick overview, I sprayed the inside of the case with spray adhesive and sort of masked off areas I didn't want to have the adhesive stick to, and let it dry till it's kind of tacky, and then put spray adhesive on the back of a material called velveteen, it's a very soft material used for lining of cases, instrument cases, and you can purchase that at stores like Joann Fabrics or anything that is similar. Purchase it by the yard. And so I cut out a piece that matches inside here, a little bit oversized, spray the back of that with spray adhesive as well, let it dry till it was getting close to being tacky, and then put the two pieces together and using a small stick of some sort, run along the edges to help give a nice crease inside here. And because it's spray adhesive, it gets on the side walls as well, and so it actually is nice because it actually sticks to the side as well as the back here. And do that to both surfaces and let that dry nicely. So now you have the reed case, but you have to have the reed divider next. And that's a little bit more complicated, and I didn't find anything on the web that showed me how they're traditionally made, by the Luray factory or places like that. So I decided to come up with my own method of doing it, and what you end up with is something like this. It's a little divider, very uniform, and the reeds go inside here, and you would glue this with contact cement again inside the reed box at the appropriate location to hold your reeds. And to make this, though, it's kind of tricky because you see you have these uniform recesses that the reeds have to go into. So to make that, I made a little fixture. Well, it's kind of a big fixture actually, but it's a piece of wood. It's a half-inch square, and then it's about 12 inches long. And so here I drilled holes with my milling machine. This is 3/16 dowel pins, and they're 3/4 inch length, and there's about 30 of them along here. And behind that, between each one, and slightly elevated to establish the height of the divider, which I'll show you in a second, I use little finish nails, and the smaller the better. And so you have one finish nail, then you have the main loop of the reed goes into, then you go up and you feed your velveteen strip in and out like this, up from around the nail, around the dowel pin, around the nail, dowel pin, nail, dowel pin, nail, dowel pin, and go all the way down as far as you can. And that establishes, the nail position establishes the height of the divider. And then, of course, the dowel pin establishes the nice diameter that's going to hold the threaded part of the reed. Now, to figure out how to make what we do is let this dry for about 15 minutes, and then I take out the nails one by one, and then I can pull out the divider and then use that for the case once it's dry. Now the divider is made by taking velveteen. This is the material that I mentioned. You can get that at Joann Fabrics, and you take it like this, and then you take a half-inch. I cut this. This is a 8.5 by 11 from 8.5 by 11 sheets. This is 11 inches this way, and it's cut to a half-inch height all the way down. I use one of those trimmers, the paper trimmer things, to get it really even. And I'll put it down the middle of this paper here, and I'll cover it with contact cement. I'll do that in a second. And once it's kind of tacky, I will fold over these edges onto it like this, all the way down on both sides, and let that dry. And that forms the basis. I may have one over here to show you. It looks like this. Okay, it's not been folded, but see how the back is creased over? And what happens is that I will reapply contact cement to the back of this, not the front, just the back of this on the center, and I will feed it around here, this way, around the dowel pin, all the way up, and I'll go all the way down, but I'll show you that in a second. And then let it dry, and that's all you have to do. And when you put this in the reed case, let it set, make sure you have enough room in the reed case for the reed lid to close. And when you're done, you're finished. You've got yourself a really beautiful reed case. So I'll pause right now and I'll get this prepared, and I will show you in a second how that process works of making the contact cement inside the divider.